Hi, I'm Nick Rice, the inventor of Begriddled puzzles, and I'm going to demonstrate with this little puzzle here the basics of solving a Begriddled logic puzzle. So just as in all Begriddled puzzles, numbers that are the same join horizontally and vertically only, whereas numbers that are next to each other in the sequence join horizontally and vertically and also diagonally, adjacent. They always have to be adjacent. And they don't have to be numbers, but in this case they are. And the rule is that no shape is more than 3 numbers wide or tall. Because I made the puzzle up, I know that all that's in it is just a few letters. Now, an example of a shape is this J shape here with the 3s. And that is already 3 numbers wide and 3 numbers tall. So, to not violate the rule, the 3 can't join to any of these numbers. The 0, 2, 4, 6, 7, 1, 8, none of those work, because if 3 join to any of those, then of course we would have a shape there that is 4 numbers wide or tall. So what that means, the only 2 numbers left are 5 and 9. So 3 must join to the 5 and the 9. Now let's take a look at these 3 8s down here, because that's giving us a shape that's already 3 numbers tall. And if 8 joined to any of these numbers, then that would violate the rule. So it can't join to 2 or 9 or 7 or 3 or 0 or 5. And then also along here, if 8 joins to the 1, that's also going to make a line that is 4 line segments wide, which would make the width more than 3 numbers. So the only numbers left that the 8 can join to are 4 and 6. We can join in pairs of numbers that are the same, horizontally and vertically adjacent ones, of course. We can also draw in some of the line segments we've got from these bits of the sequence we've already worked out. But I'll just fill in the bits that are going to help us solve this at the moment. So let's join together the 3 and the 5 and the 9 here. And again, we've got here a shape that is already 3 numbers tall. So we can rule out a whole bunch of possible connections there to the 5. The 5 also can't join to the 8. The 8 joins to the 4 and 6 and not to the 5. And it can't join to the 9 anyway, because the 3 comes between the 5 and the 9. So the 5 can't join to the 4, 6, 9, 0 or 2, and also going out to the right here, 5 to the 7 to the 5 to the 7, it can't join to a 7 either. And the only number that's left is the 1, so 5 must join to the 1 and to the 3 on the other side, of course. So let's see what the 6 might join to. Well, down in this bottom corner there's a whole bunch of 6s, and we can see that we can rule out a couple of things there. If the 6 was to join to the 1, then here we'd have a shape that was 5 numbers tall, so that would be no good. And if the 6 joined to the 2, here we've got one that would be 4 tall, so that's no good. And we already know it can't join to the 4 because the 8 comes between the 4 and the 6, but if we didn't already know that, we can see that by joining up the 4s and the 6s down here as well. There are a couple more possibilities. So look, if I join up the 4 and the 8 and the 6 and the other 4 here, then we can also rule out the 9 and the 7. Because if the 6 joined to the 9 or to the 7, then that would make a shape that's 4 numbers tall down there. And the only number left is a 0, so 6 has to join to the 0. Let's have a look at the 4 now. Let's join this pair of 9s. And the 4 can't join to the 1 because that would make a 4 number high shape. And the 4 can't join to the 9 because that would make a shape that's 4 numbers wide. I joined the 9 to the 8 there, but you know what I meant. And over on the right here, we can see that if the 4 joins to the 2, then we got a shape that is 4 numbers tall there. So the 4 can't join to these other numbers here, so the only number that is left, if we go through them all, is actually 7 that it can join to, so it must join to 7. So now we've got 9 numbers written down there, and the only one that we haven't used at all yet is the number 2. And as there are only 4 ends, 1539 has got 1 at the end and 9 at the end, and 74860 has got 7 at the end and 0 at the end, then that 2 has to join to 2 of those 4 numbers, so it can join to the 1 or the 9, because it can't join to both. And at the other end it must join to the 7 or the 0. So up here on the top right, if the 2 joins to the 0, that would be 4 numbers wide, so we can rub that 0 out. That can't be the case. And down here on the right, if the 2 join to the 1, we'd have a shape here that is 4 numbers tall. So we can rub that out, so the 2 has to join to the 9 and the 7. So if I just put these in here, we've got everything now, and we can fill in our sequence. It doesn't matter if we go around clockwise or anti-clockwise, and there's no beginning or end, so we can start anywhere, because all that's important is what numbers are next to each other. So there we go, we've got the sequence, and we can fill everything in now. So 1 joins to 0 and 5, put those in. I might miss the odd one because it's very easy to miss them. We can come back and check after. And there's odd pairs of numbers as well we can join together as we spot them. 3 joins to 5 and 9. Let's do 9 to 2 and 3. 7 to 4 and 2. 8 to 4 and 6. 0 to 1 and 6. And there we have just a few letters. Of course, this isn't the only rule there can be, but it gives an example of one that I use quite often. Of course, I made this puzzle especially easy so that I could demonstrate how it works, but most of them need a little bit more thinking than was needed there. And if you'd like to get the books, just search for Begriddled on Amazon. And if you like this, do give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more videos as I do them, then subscribe and press that bell button so that you get a notification when I put a new one on there. You can see I'm not doing them very frequently, but I'm doing them from time to time. So until next time, bye bye.